Dear students, very good morning to all of you. Today we will discuss about storage and mobilization of fatty acids in plants. So in some of the fat storing seeds like castor bean or cotton seeds where lipids are converted and into sucrose and other carbohydrate while germination of these seeds, because no doubt there is storage of the fats or the lipids in the seed, but while germination, they need the mobilizing form of these lipids. So lipids are need to convert it into the sucrose, which are mobilized into the growing embryonal axis of these seeds, so that these seeds can easily convert it into complete seedlings, and they have the energy from the lipids. So some of the carbon atoms of fatty acid are also diverted toward the amino acid during this conversion. The lipids are converted into sugar and then they are translocated to the growing embryonal axis, which include the root and shoot. Now next is how this fat is mobilized in the plants. Now as I've discussed earlier that usually the seed which contain these lipids or the fat as reserve food material that is stored in the endosperm. Now inside the endosperm cells, these fats they are stored in specialized cell organelles that we call as the oleosome or spherosome. So these oleosome or spherosomes are basically single membrane enclosed cell organelles which used to store the fat in the form of the triacylglycerol. Now this fat which is stored in the form of the triacylglycerol is attacked by the enzyme lipase which hydrolyze these triacylglycerols into fatty acid and one molecule of the glycerol. Now this hydrolyzed triacylglycerols that converted into fatty acid is later on moved inside another cell organelle that is your glyoxysome. Now inside the glyoxysome, these fatty acids they converted or undergoes the process of the beta oxidation. Now during beta oxidation, as you know that there is conversion of this fatty acyl coenzyme A into one molecule of this half number of the, you can say the number of the carbon atom which is present in this fatty acid, the half of that number is changes into the acetyl coenzyme A. Now these acetyl coenzyme A, which is side product of this beta oxidation, that enter into the next cycle, which is also occurring inside this glyoxysome, that is your glyoxylate cycle. Now, per one glyoxylate cycle, there is involvement of the two molecules of the acetyl coenzyme A, and per two molecules of acetyl coenzyme A, there is generation of the one molecule of the succinate that enter into the next cell organelles, that is your mitochondria. Now, inside this glyoxylate cycle, the one of the important component of this glyoxylate cycle is the glyoxylate. That glyoxylate is basically keep on going this cycle, whereas the succinate, which is one of the side product of this glyoxylate cycle, that get enter into the this your mitochondria. Now inside this mitochondria, the succinate is converted into the malate. Now this malate is later on moved outside this mitochondria and it comes outside inside the cytoplasm. Now in cytoplasm, this malate is get oxidized to the oxaloacetate and later on by the process of the gluconeogenesis, it further converted into the sucrose. Now this process involved here, that is oxaloacetate is first converted into the phosphoenol pyruvate with the help of the enzyme phosphoenol pyruvate carboxykinase, which involve the use of the 1 mole of the agent. Now, after this phosphoenol pyruvate through the series of the reaction that constitute the process of this gluconeogenesis is ultimately converted into the sucrose. Now, this sucrose, which is mobile form of the, you can say, this reserve food material, is now moved toward the growing embryonal axis and act as a source of the energy and further help in the growth and germination of that particular seed. So that's all for the mobilization of the fat in plants. Thank you.